Hey guys, what's up? Sleigh bells ring. Are you what? Dude, it's February, bro. It's been a minute since we've done a video. We dive in. This is snow in Central Texas. We're here in Austin and it's snowing in February. And temperatures last night were range anywhere from 1 degree to 7 degrees here in the Central Texas Plains, and it is wild. That also, from it, we realized that our infrastructure for energy isn't quite as good as it should be, but we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole. And what better way than to dive right in and recap with some of the things that have been going on. First and foremost, we relatively recently got back from a trip out from Big Bend National Park. I wanna give a huge shout out and major love to my older brother, Roel, for keeping me company, and it was such a blast because the only other camping trip that we have was out to Great Sand Dunes National Park. As fun as it was very short-lived, and it was an absolute chaos because we overpacked, we brought the wrong type of camping equipment, and it was just kind of miserable, but it's memorable through that misery, through that shared misery, that makes it a pleasant experience to reflect upon. But this time, it was completely different. We spent a week camping out at Big Bend. We explored so much, and even then, the time allotted that we had out there to explore was nowhere near enough. We explored Marufa Vega Trail, which was intense. The anticipation of what to expect and had no idea of what to expect was something that was so exciting that we were just like, oh dude, we're really gonna hit this. And it was weird because the park rangers, when we got there, they said, hey, check out Marufa Vega, bring plenty of water. Be sure and check the temperature because it is gonna get hot out there. You are in the middle of it. And I'm over here looking at my brother like, dude, it's gonna be 65 tomorrow. What? Okay, sure. So we bundle up, I have a flannel, we're hiking, and within 10-15 minutes, it's already starting to get to me, the heat. It's like 70 degrees, but I don't know if it's just the bowl of the mountain ranges just reflecting heat, just radiating on you, that it got pretty toasty. I think I went through the 5 bottles of water that I had by the time we were at the end of the trail, and I was beat. I could feel exhaustion coming on. That had we been out there later part of the day, it probably would have been no good. It would have bad news bears. But we also checked out Lost Mine Trail and a couple other things. I have to say that the one that will forever stick in my head with that trip is my brother's tent. Next time we camp, I'm gonna have to get footage of it because it was just zippers all night. That's all I heard, and it was so funny. And again, thank you to my brother for securing us a fuel sponsor for that trip. If you are in the lower South Texas region of the RGV, if you've been blessed enough to call RGV home or call it home, be sure and check out Meyer Commercial Real Estate. They are serving the greater RGV, mainly in Harlingen. So be sure and check them out if you are looking to go from a renter to a buyer, where it be your first home, first time buyer, or you're just looking to stop renting and start owning. Let me know and I can get you in contact with them. That was tons of fun. We got to see the awesome nightscapes of Big Bend. I really wish we had more time because I wanted to check out the Santa Elena Canyon and explore the Marufa Vega Trail in full. And with the trip out to Big Bend, we had picked up a new tent. This was a 4-season double skin tent, and I was more than excited for it because one, it looked really cool, especially in the snow. It is red. You have your option of red, and I think green was the other option, but red just looked real Arctic, real explorer, like, yo dude, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. And it was just like, what? But one of the downfalls of that tent was that the vestibule zippers, in order to access to gain entry, wasn't bad because it was on the lower right. You could unzip it out and then you'd be good to go and to enter. But to close it or to open it once you're inside, you had to reach down, and then it's only so shallow, and then unzip it, which made for kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it. That was the only downfall to it. But for $120, it wasn't bad. I really did like the room of the tent. And this is the Gear Top tent, and we're using the Gear Top tent. It's a 4-season tent from Amazon. It was about $160. What? I was gonna say Black Diamond is better. It was about $160. And it's cool. I dig it. I mean, there's plenty of room. It's about a 2-person tent. It's good for 1 person and your gear. I got my boots over there. I have my boots over there.
And my sleeping bag's here. I'm actually using it on top of a sleeping pad, and below it I have a blow-up mattress style sleeping pad just to kind of lift us up off the ground. And our Coleman 0 degree sleeping bag. And it was interesting now that we actually have proper separation from the ground, from the cold ground, because in the van, hot dude, that was cold. It was freezing. That we were sleeping on the van floor, and it was about 39 degrees I think that night, but we just got super cold. And here we have just a couple Amazon lights that kind of help give us a little lighting. And you have your vestibule here. This is how we have it set up. I think for future reference, I may just put up some sort of pad here that I can use as kind of like a welcome mat. And so we have the vestibule here, which has some condensation on it, and then you have your shell of the tent that you can secure it different ways. We have it through this little hook and loop system, and it goes all around. You have some vents up there. It might be hard to see for condensation. The only downside to this tent is the vestibule zipper. That here's where I wish it was up top, so that way I can zip it down, or if it was kind of have like a 2 zipper system, but it's all the way down there. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I had to come out here and reach all the way down here, unzip it. But it is a pretty good size opening, and then you have 2 entries so you can decide which side you want. And it's plenty of room that when it's time to go to bed, I will go ahead and close this portion. And that way, in case any little critter decides to crawl from underneath, they won't get inside my tent. And then the space is fairly well. You still have room for someone else here, but you would probably be a little bit crammed if you also have your gear, but then that's why the vestibule's there. Warmth of the tent's pretty solid. I do enjoy it. It's been 39, 40, 44 degrees when we've stayed.